Well, hello YouTube. I thought I'd do a little video on the wheels that I put on this Grizzly Bandsaw. This is the model G9742 5x6 capacity swivel head bandsaw. And when I got this thing 4 years ago, back in May of 2019, I realized immediately that these little wheels that came on this thing for the back axle here were not going to work for me. Those wheels might work here in the garage on the concrete for moving it around occasionally, but I wanted to be able to move this bandsaw frequently. But more importantly, I wanted to be able to take this bandsaw outside into the rock of my driveway and through the grass of my yard when I need to cut extra long things that don't fit into this garage. The first thing I did was just bolt on these Harbor Freight 10-inch wheels right into the hole where the axle went. Didn't make any modifications back there. So basically, I'm going to stick it on that axle. Unfortunately, I don't have the right size of axle because this is 5/8 and I need 5/8 rod. So, but what I think I'm going to do is actually put bolts through there. I think a bolt will hold that. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some look and see if this side is strong enough. That did prove to be a problem, as the metal on this base plate is way too thin and those things just bent up. So I cut out some reinforcement brackets on the plasma table. Bent them. Put it in there, bolted them in. These will go in there. Fire, washer, bolt. Hopefully it'll go in there. Oh, it works. Nut on there. And it seems to be plenty strong enough. Nice. On the front, instead of having these little rubber feet that you're supposed to put on there, I came up with this design for this caster mounted at the end of this arm. My thinking behind this design is I wanted to produce a kit that I could make and sell that you could weld together yourself and modify your own Grizzly Bandsaw. You know, make something that would be easy to manufacture for myself and easy for the customer to build and put on their saw without a lot of modification. I came up with this slot and tab design, and it's pretty easy to put together. And it fits in there perfectly now. There is no play. That is a beautiful fit. I could almost let go of it. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, I made a plate. This one's got two little cuts right here because I'm actually going to bend this, and this will go under the front part of the bandsaw here. I'm going to put 2 bolts into the front, and then the 4 bolts will hold that down. So it'll be a backing plate to bolt that all down. I got the plate clamped under here. Nailed it. Need a washer on that, don't I? But it became really clear that this metal of this base of this bandsaw is just way too thin and I'm having a lot of trouble with this caster bending up. I don't know if you can tell or not, but this bandsaw is actually leaning downhill right now. This end of the bandsaw is lower than the back end back there. When I built it, it was flat, but as I use it, as I hit bumps, this keeps bending up and up. And it's not just that this metal right here in the middle is stretching. I put a straight edge on this part right here, and this entire base part is starting to banana. So it's at the point where I'm just going to keep adding braces to this thing in order to make it strong enough. And in reality, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to just make an entire base plate. I think this cabinet, you know, these upright pieces here are plenty strong. So my current thinking is to someday redesign this kit, and it would be a replacement for this bottom pan thing down here. Another thing I really don't like about this bottom pan is these corners stick out way out here, and I quite frequently hit some part of my body, usually my lower shins, my ankles, on that corner right there. I don't like it whatsoever. So that's a quick little look of what I did to put these wheels on this bandsaw. I do get some questions about it, so I thought I'd go ahead and make a video on it. There's a part of me that's been a little bit reserved about making this video and showing you my failures here, but failure is a great way to learn. You know, I fail frequently, and that's really the best way to learn, because you'll remember from your failures, right? And you know, somebody else out there might look at this and go, aha, I've got a better idea, and they'll take this and run with it, right? Well, I think that concludes this video. I was going to do a little review of the bandsaw itself, but I feel like that should be its own video, so I won't include that in here. But the short version of it is I really do like this saw. I've owned it for more than 4 years. It's still working great. My only complaint that I have about it really is this belt guard was not built very good at all, and I ended up having to take it off because it was just annoying. Other than that, it's been a great bandsaw. And I'd like to conclude by saying, don't worry about whether or not your project is going to be exactly how you expect it to turn out. You know, don't worry about the failure of it. Just go out in the shop, have some fun. Failing at a project is not a waste of time at all. If you fail or succeed, it doesn't matter which one happens, you're going to learn something. And with that, I'll say, we'll see you all in the next video. It's too bad this wasn't a really good video.